Hi, this is Tony from BesideTheFrontDoor.com, and I'm here to talk about using your weed killers. Now, the way to use them properly is to use them at the right time and in the right way, where they're going to be the most effective. Now, we all want to be very careful about using something like we hear about Roundup a lot, and there are ways to use it effectively and responsibly. Now, one thing is the way that Roundup and other weed killers of that type work are you go ahead, you spray it on the plant, it absorbs that chemical into the leaves, which then goes down to the roots and kills the roots, but that takes time. First insider tip, do not get frustrated when you don't see it die in the next 24 hours. Usually it takes longer than that. Another thing to do is to be sure that you have set up the weed that you can have the best chance of success of killing that off. If you have a section that you are re-putting into a garden and you want that to be completely weed-free, you're starting fresh. No grass, no weeds, nothing. And right now there is all sorts of everything growing in there that you don't want in there. Mow it. Make sure it is freshly mowed. Water it deeply so that it has everything it needs to start growing. Wait 2-3 days. Wait for it to start putting out active growth again. If you see it start to grow a little bit, that's perfect. That's when you hit it with the Roundup. And then you wait at least 48 hours before you water again. The back of the package is going to give you directions about exactly how long before it is rain safe, so that it won't be just washed off and you would have just wasted all of that chemical. I like to wait at least 48 hours whenever possible and then water it again, because you want the plant to be geared up to be doing all of its processes so it can absorb most of that chemical, get it moved down to those roots and do its job of killing off those weeds. Now, most people end up waiting until the weeds are really too large for it to be effective. I've found that when the plant moves from vegetative growth, which is when it's just putting on size, and moves into reproductive growth, when it starts, for instance, dandelions start flowering, or the grasses start putting up their plumes, that's when everyone starts to want to kill and take care of those weeds. And it is the wrong time. You'll have to hit them again and again and again, and it won't be completely effective. And you use a lot more chemical than you want or need to. So use that same tip. If you are later in the year and you need to take care of these things, go ahead, do a mow, do a cut down, then water deeply to encourage it to go back into vegetative growth. And when you start seeing fresh growth on there, that's what's going to suck up that chemical the best. That fresh growth, give it a good spray down, following the container instructions, and then wait at least 24-48 hours before you water again. And yes, it seems counterintuitive to be watering your weeds, but this is the time when you want it to be in active growth so that chemical is most effective. So if you found this helpful,